Democ was a powerful country consisting of 11 states. Everything changed when rebellion struck. There are 5 stages to any rebellion. This story does not differ. In this video, we will walk through the beginning, the development, the acceleration, the explosion, and the resolution of the Catalan-Democ Rebellion. This rebellion had 2 sides, Catalan and the rest of Democ. In Stage 2, we'll delve into specifics, but this was a rebellion waged over taxes and underrepresentation. Catalan wanted fair taxation and a voice, and Democ wanted them to keep quiet and take it. Catalan wasn't going to be silent, though. To discover who is to blame for what is to come, the actions have been listed in chronological order, and state who made the contribution towards the tension. The first contribution was from Democ. It started pretty reasonably. After an attempted invasion from Hibernia and a following war, Democ proposed that a wall be built up on the west border of Democ to prevent this from happening again. Nothing bad yet. It's important to mention, though, Catalan is positioned in the northeast corner of Democ and is cut off from the rest of the country by a large mountain range. Catalan was opposed to the wall being built because it would set heavy taxes on all 11 states in Democ, including Catalan, which would not be benefited at all. Catalan was outvoted, 10-1, but the wall was put on hold until the end of former President Carruthers' presidency. The next contribution was also from Democ, when Catalan representatives proposed 8 alternative solutions to the wall issue. All 8 were shot down, 10-1. Tensions between Catalan and Democ got worse when a very unpopular candidate in Catalan, Miss Catherine Alexei, was elected president. Soon after being elected, President Alexei chose to move forward with the construction of the wall. Finally, Catalan contributed to the tensions, because the Catalanian members of the parliament staged a walkout. Don't worry though, the rest of Democ made it even by censuring them. Understandably, at this point the Catalanians were feeling singled out from the rest of the country. The following contribution was also from Catalan. There is a small rebel group known as People for the Liberation of Catalan. This group adamantly calls for separation between Catalan and the rest of Democ. They are very unpopular with their tactics as they bullied any dissenters. They contribute more to the tensions over the next year by using more violent tactics like beatings and the destruction of property. Support for the PLC grows, regardless of whether it was out of genuine disdain for the rest of Democ or just fear. After some time and a very unpopular, in Catalan, re-election of Alexei, the PLC makes an unconventional decision, to say the least. They set fire to a government building. Nobody was hurt, but the building was in shambles. Nobody was arrested, but the PLC did admit that they were responsible. Not long after that, the PLC held a rally against the president and continued with their separatist sentiments. A counter-riot formed by Catalanian Tories was joined by some members of the Democ military group. They exchanged insults, which turned into fists, and it ended in some injuries on the side of the counter-riot, but no PLC members were harmed. Alexei declared Catalan to be in a state of rebellion. With Catalan being marked as a rebellious state, the Catalanian Congress held an emergency meeting. They decided to speak with the PLC to discuss what they want, with hopes to present a final compromise to President Alexei. When they went to Alexei, she ignored them and ordered them to arrest the members of the PLC. The Catalanian Congress decided to tell Alexei to pound sand. This is the moment Catalan reaches the top of the roller coaster. It only goes down from here. Before that moment, Catalan still had a chance to redeem itself in Democ's eyes. There still would have been many issues, and perhaps a rebellion would only be delayed, but when the Catalanian Congress specifically told Alexei to right off, their fate was sealed. This decision further damaged Catalan's already crumbling economy, and it obviously raised tensions both with the rest of Democ, even within Catalan itself. But respect for Congress and support for the PLC reached the highest it could have possibly been. When things seemed as bad as they could get for tensions, things got worse. Everything boiled over when the PLC blew up a bridge and sent a train into the valley below. An act of literally burning bridges, it's difficult to think of something similarly as poetic. Shortly after the explosion event, Catalan declares independence, while they prepare to fight for it. It's likely that they'll manage to win some battles, and they might even be able to hold off Democ for a while, but Catalan's economy is in shambles. If people could manage to adjust to life in the economic situation for a few years, and if Catalan holds its ground, then Democ might just give up eventually, because the war would end up being too expensive and not worth it. Catalanians during that era would probably have to worry for the rest of their lives about an invasion, but nobody knows what the future might hold.